guys? It's Phake here, bringing another black and white Wi-Fi 2 battle. Standard as usual. It's a tier I like to run. The man's tire. So, I basically just switched up. I got rid of the sand and I made it a rain team. I got rid of, I kept Jirachi, I kept Amoonguss, and brought in a few other things. I switched up tornadus' air slash to hurricane. It's a lot better in fucking rain. I was just wanting to test that shit out, and this team's a lot better. It's actually it's pretty strong. I didn't slap shit together. I actually thought about it. So yeah, so I got a life orb tornadus, mixed tornadus with hurricane, especially defensive Jirachi, physically defensive toad, physically defensive Amoonguss. I might make that especially defensive, but I have to test it a little bit more. SD Luke with double priority with extreme speed, bullet punch, close combat, and it's basically my main sweeper on this team. And anti-metagame Mammal Swine with Endeavor, and it stabs and priority ice shard and whatnot. And Mammal Swine, really, people aren't prepared for that thing at all. They just aren't prepared for its stabs, and really, you'll see in this match, it wrecks his entire team. The only thing that can take a hit from it is Gastrodon, and I guess Heracross as well, barring how many hits I can get with Icicle Spear, and if I can if he is jolly or not. So I want to lead with my tornadus here, because I'm thinking that he might not lead with his thundurus, and even if his thundurus isn't scarfed, he's not going to want to do that. But he does lead off with his thundurus, and I don't want to risk him being scarfed. So right up on turn 1, I am just going to directly switch out instead of U-turning, because I don't want to lose my tornadus-t, my big ass threat, right away. So go into my Jirachi, and he does indeed go for the HP Ice instead of the Thunder or Thunderbolt, because I do have a Mammal Swine on my team, which is part ground type, and he doesn't want me to sponge that and just threaten him out, hit anything on his team with Icicle Spear. So I am gonna sponge that Hidden Power Ice easily, take virtually nothing from it, and I am gonna get a free turn to set up rocks here, as he does go into his Heatran to try to threaten me out with either the Lava Plume or the Earth Power. So yeah, but here I'm not gonna take any of those moves. I can easily go into my what is it called? What?
There is but one man, the slayer of Theocles, the bringer of rain.
Spartacus. Rest in peace, Andy Whitfield, man. Rest in peace. Fuck, man. If you don't get that nickname, by the way, you're retarded. It's like Drizzle, bringer of rain, Spartacus. Come on, please. Anyway, yeah, he's gonna go for the Earth Power. I'm gonna take it like a champ. And here I don't wanna. I'm figure he's gonna go into his Gastrodon and try to eat the Scald. And Ice Beam isn't really gonna do much to it. There's no point in me staying in and just trying to 1v1 in. It does always carry Recover, so unless it's like the Expert Belt or Choice variant. And so I go into my Amoonguss, and I want to threaten out with the ×4 super effective Giga Drain, but there's really. I don't mind this thing being asleep, so I'm gonna go for the Spore instead of the Giga Drain. If he did switch out, and yeah, put the Gastro to sleep. He does get the first turn burn, which sucks, but yeah, I want this Gastro to sleep because it's really the only thing that can take a hit from my Mammal Swine if I do elect to try to get an early game sweep with that thing. But I'm really just gonna clean up with that thing later, is what's on my mind right now. Or if I can get a free SD with Luke. But here I know he's going to double switch into his Heatran. There's no reason for me to stay in. So I'm going to get the Regenerator rolling to max out my HP. So I'm going to go into my Tornadus to try to take out this Heatran here. And I go for the superpower here, because I do carry that, obviously. And this Tornadus is fucking uber. It should not be OU. Just waiting for that to switch over. And he protects on my superpower. So I'm going to go for the Hurricane here. Maybe thinking he'll switch out, or I don't know. It's just basically mind games at this point. So he does stay in, takes nothing from that Hurricane. But the reason I did that is because I take virtually nothing from his attacks. I take minuscule amount of damage from that Lava Plume, and he does not get the burn either, because it is the rain in the rain. And tornadus-t, obviously Aaron's got some bulk, not really. He's a skinny fucking idiot, but yeah, I superpower again, he protects on it, and because of what he did last turn, I'm gonna Hurricane again, predicting him to predict me to switch it up this time, as he does go into his Gastrodon trying to burn off sleep turns. And I do predict correctly this time around, and I go for the Hurricane, and he's gonna demolish that fucking slug. And yeah, it's not gonna take that well at all, and it's gonna be easily 2-hit KO'd. So any chances of him waking up and maybe killing me off with an Ice Beam is not gonna happen, or recovering or whatever. So now that one of Mamoswine is not really, I don't know, checks. Can you really say Gastrodon's a check to Mamoswine? Not really. Goes down, so it's good for me. Goes up to his Latios here, and this is a lose-lose situation because he's implying that he's scarfed, or if he's bluffing it. So I decide to stay in, and if he has the HP Ice and he kills me off, then so be it. He's locked into HP Ice, and I can SD on Lucario and just sweep his whole team. So, but no, he has the HP Fire and the Rain. Maybe I don't know why he went for that. Like, if he went for the Dragon move, he could have killed me off. But then again, Lucario is just waiting in the wings to SD all over this thing because I just scarfed. So a U-turn out does a lot of damage to this thing, and I can finish it off with an Ice Shard. So down goes Latios, and at this point he just has his Heracross to combat my Mamoswine, and I'm thinking that he's gonna overpredict because of the plays that he's been making and I've been making. So he goes for the Stone Edge, and I do predict him to predict properly. Fuck. And he does not go for the close combat to Okumi. He goes for the Stone Edge, maybe thinking I'd go into Tornadus again to sponge the close combat, but nope, it's not happening. And I get an Ice Shard, I do an Icicle Spear, and then get a crit on the second one. Doesn't really matter because it just implies that I should have gotten 3 hits instead of 2, and I can pick him off with the Ice Shard from that range. So nothing on his team can take any hits from Mamoswine at this point. Hit T-Tran, times 4 super effective, or Stab, Earthquake, Life Orb, get shit on. Piece of shit red hot tranny, that's what you are. And that shit's done. It's done. It's done, man. Later. His Thundurus after rocks. An Ice Shard should be able to kill him because its bulk isn't that great, but you got a crit. I didn't really calc it. But it's not like, I don't know, like, he's not gonna sweep me with Thundurus. Like, he probably went for the HP Ice to try to kill me. There's nothing really else he can go for, and I could have just Sword Stance on Luke again. So either way, he's just gonna run instead of letting me kill off his Shroom. So that is a 6-0, not narrow at all, no offense, but I don't know, it was basically it just turned the tides in the beginning of the match. So it wasn't a good battle, but I just wanted to showcase this team. Really, I'm going to be using it a lot more because I do think it's very powerful, and I do want Lucario to be used more. Speaking of Lucario, did you know the fucking voice actor of Goku is the same as Lucario in Super Smash Bros. Brawl? Isn't that fucked? Goku's like the friendliest guy, and Lucario is just like and in Brawl and shit, he's like a fucking, I don't even know what that was, sorry. Attempting to do that, I don't know. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, sub, like, all that shit, and take it easy.